Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome back to Copenhagen, where it's now time to meet our players. Ladies and gentlemen, they're both from England, and firstly, would you please welcome Livewire Barry Lynn. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, a Hollywood Chris Dobey!
Two more games for you this afternoon, and it has been a phenomenal afternoon of darts. Some real high quality stuff. None better than Steve Beaton, the bronzed Adonis, firing in 100 average in his 6-2 win over Adam Huckvale. Are we going to see anything like that in the last couple of games? We've certainly got the talent on show to match it, with Jeffrey Desvaan, three-time finalist in PDC events and a winner this year on the tour, taking on Madars Razma, the top-ranked Nordic and Baltic player, in the final game. But this one sees Chris Dobey, who has come very, very close to winning his first PDC title, against Barry Lynn, the giant killer from the UK Open a couple of years ago. Went on a mad run to the quarterfinals, taking out world champions left, right and centre. Could it be another unlikely weekend for the bin man from Essex? Chris Murphy alongside me, Dan Dawson. We're going to find out.
Yeah, it was a dream run for Barry Lynn. That is his 15 minutes of fame so far in his career, when he beat Gary Anderson 9-3 in Minehead and went on to be undone by Michael van Gerwen in the quarterfinals. You mentioned that it was close to being Chris Dobey's time to win his first PDC title. Well, it was also MVG that was his undoing. Dobey losing out in a final in Milton Keynes of a Players' Championship event to the world #1, despite an average of 108.
Ladies and gentlemen, first leg, it's Chris to throw first. Game on.
In that match, Barry Lynn will not be a man shy of confidence, a man who walks onto the stage
58.
to Beethoven, nicknamed Livewire. And when he was on that run at the UK Open, the one sort of telling thing was he wasn't one of these amateur qualifiers that was along for the ride. He was telling everyone that he was the best thing since sliced bread and he was going to smash everybody up. I think until the point that he faced Michael van Gerwen. But if I remember rightly, they said, who do you want in the quarterfinals? He said, anybody but
57.
Michael van Gerwen. I'll beat the rest of them, just not him. And he was right. But can he beat Chris Dobey here in Denmark 41. This afternoon?
Yes, Barry Lynn did not make a
137.
demure entrance into PDC darts, did he?
He did pick up a Challenge Tour title that year too, Barry Lynn, and played in the
21
BDO World Trophy. Lost out to Darius Labanauskas in the last 32, who we saw earlier today. Seeing off Richard North, a perhaps significant defeat for Richard North, 58. For a man that we're going to see next, Jeffrey Desvaan. They're in contention for a World Match Play players together.
Yeah, the winner of this will face the number 3 seed Peter Snakebite Wright, the world number 2 and a former UK Open champion himself. Snakebite among the 16 seeded players who enter the tournament at the second round stage tomorrow, as ever, with the Euro Tour. But just looking at some of the performances we've seen already today.
100.
The unseeded players carry it on.
91.
We could see another weekend like last time in Gibraltar, where 3 of them end up making the semi-finals.
51.
Barry Lynn, an Essex boy, and Chris Dobey from the northeast. Both players who opted for careers in darts
60.
rather than trashy
40.
reality TV shows.
Gash on the first leg, Christo.
I mean, you could do
They
both.
make it Barry to throw first. Game on.
Oh,
Beaten for Love Island. Behave.
there have been a few
100.
fly on the wall dart series in years gone by, but I think they've been consigned to the F for forgotten file.
The dustbin of history.
97.
Barry Lynn is a man who,
57.
when he played as an amateur at the UK Open, all the amateurs have to fill out a form, basically, so everybody knows who they are. Because that's the beauty of the UK Open, the FA Cup of darts.
58.
Anybody could end up playing at it, and you could get drawn against the best player in the world if you manage to qualify through the various Riley's qualifiers
99.
you have in clubs up and down the country. Of course, that's where Rob Cross made his first foray into PDC darts, but Barry Lynn filled out his form. Wasn't taking it entirely seriously, it has to be said.
97.
In the column marked, "Where were you born?" he filled it in a volcano.
81.
It wasn't, it was closer to Romford.
Yeah, excuse him if I don't erupt with laughter at that one, Dan.
137. Barry at
The
164.
crowd might erupt if he takes out 164. Not going to happen, so Dobey will have the chance to double his
60.
lead. Needs
Richard
just
Wah,
one treble in this
112.
combination. Made that task a little harder.
Now, in that position, I almost
38.
think it's worth going for
Barry
the
with
treble 18 there.
104.
It leaves you an awkward double, but it would leave you a double. Barry Lynn's going to have a double. And he's going to hit
On
it.
the second leg,
Yeah, that is
Barry
an
Lynn.
interesting
The
point
next
because
Chris to
it's
throw
not
first.
something
Game
that
on.
you see very often, but it's right. If you've got any treble that is completely unobstructed, and you're going to
96.
need to hit the double anyway, what does it matter which one you go for?
Well, quite. Lone voice of
98.
one Phil Taylor shouting out. There is only one Phil Taylor, mercifully. He's not here. But we do have Scott Taylor.
77.
Well, I don't know if you heard that, but be quiet, I think, was the other lone voice in the crowd, who's not evidently a Phil Taylor fan, or at least a fan of that chant.
60.
Oh.
Now I'm going to carry on with the commentary while Dan Dawson picks himself up off the floor.
That was quite good, to be fair.
41.
Yeah, Scott Taylor's on the way tonight. He's up against the all-time great Robert Thompson. Second game of the night.
67.
Gather yourself, Dan.
Oh, look at this. Oh, wonderful stuff.
162.
162 for Barry Lynn to leave himself 140. Pressure being applied on the Dobey throw. But he isn't a player who panics.
134.
There have been
Barry
times
at
where
140.
you get the feeling that the pressure on him has told sometimes. And when he's been trying to qualify for big events.
108. Richard Wah, 67.
So Barry Lynn has purposefully hit double
Yeah,
14
he's on
to
the
leave
third
double
leg.
16
Chris
there.
Don't think it's Barry to throw first.
I mean, it doesn't matter because
Game
Chris
on.
Dobey's kept his head, but Barry Lynn, my word. I mean, he could have just single 20 to leave tops.
100.
Kind of an unsurprising surprise, Dan.
Oh.
With Barry Lynn at the hockey.
He said he wasn't sure.
85.
Speak about Chris Dobey trying not to feel the pressure. Well, he's in amongst the chasing pack for the World Match Play as well, isn't he, Dobey?
Yeah, and he has been in this position before and things have gone horribly wrong.
140.
It was last year that he was in the spots and then dropped out of them in the final weekend. Justin Pipe nicked his place. He's now just trying to ignore all of these race tables.
140.
The advantage he's got, he's a few places off, but he's playing in everything between now and then. Which not all of the men that he is chasing are. But it would be, you feel it,
46.
Require a decent run at least somewhere in the next 4 events.
But, you know, with Peter Wright, the number 3 seed and the second most successful player in Euro Tour history, awaiting the winner of this one, it is a tough ask to go on a run here.
Okay, shot on the 4th leg, Barry Lynn.
He's got to get past Barry Lynn first, and that is not going to be easy with the way this has started. All 4 legs going with throw.
97.
Yeah, an unorthodox start to this match, considering that we've seen so many matches where breaks of throw have been the order of the day.
60.
I think we had 7 in a row, Watermena against Wayne Jones, 6 in a row, Richard North against Labanauskas.
13.
Oof. Savage.
Performer of the day so far, Steve Beeston in our last match. The first man to post an average of over 100 in seeing off Adam Hookvale.
100.
But an exciting one to close the afternoon. Jeffrey Disvan, a winner on the Pro Tour this year against Madars Razma.
83.
And then some big names in action tonight. Robert Thornton, a multiple major champion. Paul Nicholson, a former Players Champion, seemingly returning to form. A semi-finalist, of course, in Gibraltar last time out on the European Tour, as was Steve West, who takes on Denmark's Per Lausen, and the 2-time world champion Adrian Lewis, all to come this evening.
Yeah, Adrian Lewis against Ted Evett, Super Ted, who is top of the development tour. And we've already spoken today about the development tour and some of the darts being thrown by the youngsters on that.
139.
You top that list, you're playing some really good stuff. Chris Dobey had a score of 13 in this leg, but he is going to get to a double first, you think?
Yeah, because that score of 3 means that Barry Lynn can't go out. And he could have, but he just scored 20. Oh, that is a long way away. 13 for ball now. Oh, turn that one around in some style.
So it's Barry to throw first.
Well, what a leg to win for Chris Dobey that one is, because he was trailing and trailing and trailing. Barry Lynn looked like he was going to be first to a double. Even then, Dobey didn't get a dart at the outer ring because of his own mistakes, and he still walks away with it. That's really got to hurt Barry Lynn.
100. 100. 95.
This section of the draw, not only Peter Wright in there, but the Welsh #1 Gerwyn Price, Nicky Mansell and Jelle Klaassen
100.
kick off this evening's session for the right to face Price in the second round. It's in the same quarter of the draw as Mensur Suljovic, Ryan Joyce, who managed to see off the world master Krzysztof Ratajski earlier on. Darren Webster, the other seeded player in this quarter of the draw, number 11 seed, and a man who's been making final days quite regularly on the European Tour, although his birthday weekend in Gibraltar didn't go as according to plan. But the Spanish #1, Cristo Reyes, also involved, and Cristo has been suggesting that he might be coming back into a bit of form. We'll see what state his game's in when he takes on the host nation qualifier Brian Locken tonight, as Chris Dobey now makes a move. We've seen this before, though.
Double 16.
We've
seen it again.
Barry Lynn. 7 leg is Chris to throw first. Game on.
That was not a replay. But it's 3 apiece. Chris Dobey certainly has
93.
a game on his hands here. In qualifying, Barry Lynn won 2 matches 6-5. One against another man who made a name for himself at the UK Open, Aidan Kirk. And one against the youngster Jared Cole. That was the decisive win for him. So you could look at that 2 ways.
121.
Perhaps with a charmed life to get here, or perhaps he's got the guts when it comes down to the crunch.
It's only his 2nd time
97.
on the European Tour, Barry Lynn. His only other appearance was way back in 2014, the German Darts Championship, when he turned up, played Andy Hamilton, and didn't win a leg.
Got hammered.
He did. Now Dobey has fired in his second 180 of this match. They've come in consecutive legs. As he's starting to find his range. Well, Barry Lynn has left that 1-2-4. He fluffed his lines when he had this earlier on. He went straight into the 1 segment and the chance evaporated instantly. I don't think we'll see him make the same mistake. He might even overcompensate. And it's straight. Oh, dear me.
Similar mistake, but a different part of the equation. And now Dobey
52.
is a simple one.
Which require 8.
Hit double 4. Regain the lead.
Oh, no score. Barry requires 72.
Well, that wasn't part of the sum, Chris. But now 72 could turn this match in Barry Lynn's favour.
52.
Well, I have to say, I'm not a big fan of that route for 72 because it leaves you potentially 60 with 2 darts in your hand. It didn't look like that first dart in the 20 got in the way for Barry Lynn.
I think it's Barry to throw first.
But he didn't find the target. Chris Dobey did. 7 legs.
Yeah, it's a discussion, isn't it?
45.
I've seen Wayne Mardle say that players should be trying to avoid leaving 60 with 2 darts wherever possible. You see Darryl Gurney, for example, who loves double 16.
136.
If he's on 74, he'll go for treble 18 to avoid that prospect of having to go for 60 with 2 darts in hand. He does throw a very large dart, and they do stand up. But any little edge, especially in this age of darts where the standard is so high that any small mistake can be very, very costly.
Well, just you know, we're talking about the race to the match play. Just to put that in context.
100.
If it may only affect you 1 in 10 times, let's just pluck a random number out of it. But if you lose a leg, you know, 1 in 10 times because of that issue, and you lose a match, and you miss out on some ranking money, all right, you might miss out on a grand, say, if you didn't win this match and didn't go through and pick up
125.
But if that meant you didn't get in the match play, that's several thousand more. And that might mean that you don't make the World Championship, which is another guaranteed 7.5. It all stacks up.
To somewhere near 50, 60,000 pounds for the events that you could have been in. Now Barry Lynn, he's been good on double 16.
Yeah, shot the 8 leg.
And he continues to be.
I think it's Chris to throw first.
Oh, a brace of 104 checkout, so 106 as well. Barry Lynn is looking very, very dangerous.
140.
On those sorts of numbers. Chris Dobey has been warned, do not leave him anywhere within striking distance.
38.
Dobey has had perhaps a disappointing run since reaching that final in Milton Keynes in March. Hasn't made it past the last 16 of anything and has only got that far once. That was in the very next event.
Вирусная угроза была обнаружена.
You discount the Sunday in Milton Keynes.
60.
Actually, he did reach the last 16 in Gibraltar as well a couple of weekends ago, didn't he? But
57.
had a spell of consecutive first-round defeats on the Pro Tour following that.
58.
He has gone through spells of struggling, as Chris Dobey. But this is good. Oh, he's going to lay up. Yeah, I think that's probably the sensible decision. There is no finish that Barry Lynn can leave from 3-4-5.
64. Chris Uruguay, 32.
They'll be playing it sensibly. Just wonder if there is, despite the fact that he says he's not thinking about things like the match.
100.
I wonder if there is a bit of tension.
16.
A couple of times we've seen Chris Dobey going for a double and pulling the dart really low.
Busting the double four, yeah.
Once it busted double, that's quite low as well. He'd be aiming for the centre of the bed there. He's made it hard for himself. He's made it almost impossible.
No score.
Luckily for him, Barry Lynn is still way back in somewhere in the North Sea.
Well, this could be one of those legs.
130.
Barry Lynn thinks, I've got no chance,
16.
I've got no chance, I've got no chance. Oh, hang on, I've got a chance. And then it's snatched away from him.
On the ninth leg, Chris Dobey. 10 leg is Barry to throw first. Game on.
And he's been pushed to the brink. As Barry Lynn, a smirk from Chris Dobey because he knows exactly what he's done there.
Well, yeah, 11 legs for Barry Lynn against Aidan Kirk in qualifying. 11 legs against Jared Cole.
97.
We're hoping that this one has 11 legs. Another match that plays out its full quarter. We've had a couple of last leg deciders, in fact 3 this afternoon. Rusty Jake Rodriguez beating Willie O'Connor.
140.
Jermaine Watermaner against Wayne Jones and Darius Labanauskas against Richard North.
91.
And that leaves him the 170, Barry Lynn. Can Chris Dobey leave a finish? Should do.
100.
It's a 164. And there'll be no laying up in this situation.
Well, I think Chris Dobey played that smart there. He hardly attacked the treble
96.
20 with the last start, did he, in
Wow,
case it was deflected and
164.
diverted from staying straight. That was aimed at the 25 and only managed to score
80.
1, but that somewhat salvages the situation.
74.
Lynn should get at least 1 dart at a double. Dobey should get at least 1 dart at the bull.
Is it that situation where he has to go for 60? No, because he's found the treble and the
On the
double that he
10th
keeps
leg,
hitting.
Barry Lynn.
It's 5-5.
From fine leg, it's Chris to throw first.
And Barry Lynn
on.
looking for a hat-trick of last leg deciders winning, extending back to qualifying for this tournament. Chris Dobey, well, is he going to feel the tension here?
40.
Well, that dart wasn't feeling the sizel.
Oh my. Oh my, Barry Lynn. What a time to produce the maximum in the last leg decider against the darts. His first one of the match.
$80.
4 years ago, he made his one and only appearance on the European Tour, Barry Lynn, and he was ironed out 6-0 by Andy the Hammer Hamilton.
57. $100.
Down to a finish after 9 darts against the darts in this last leg shootout. We mentioned sure
57. Barry Uruguay, 141.
the mentality to win at the crunch time, and against a man under pressure for greater things than just winning this match, Barry Lynn
100.
might be about to sneak a first win on the European Tour.
10 consecutive holds in this game.
100.
But Barry Lynn has found the break at the last possible moment, or he will have done if he can see off this 41. He's been deadly on double 16, and he's left it again.
25.
The one to win the match is the hardest double to hit. What can Dobey do with this 147? Not a lot. Going to leave himself handy. But Barry Lynn has 3 darts if needed to finish the job.
16. A shot.
And he only needs the one, and look what it means to him. His first ever win on the European Tour.
Well, Barry Lynn gets the win. Chris Dobey heading home from the Danish Darts Open. A shot here in Copenhagen. Barry Lynn, who'd have thought that he will go on to face the world number 2, Peter Snakebite Wright, tomorrow. And Dobey heads home and has plenty of work to do if he's going to book a place at the World Match Play. You can see his disappointment, but Barry Lynn goes through. What a story, what a win. We're going to hear from Barry Lynn now, talking to Dan.
Come here. Congratulations, your first ever win on the European Tour. How's it feel?
Yeah, it feels really good. Feels, yeah, can't explain it. Been a long time coming. Really nervous for this game after what happened sort of 3-4 years ago. But I'm ecstatic. Thought I threw it away at the end there. But
Well, 10 consecutive holds of throw, and then somehow you managed to find a phenomenal last leg to give you the chances you needed to win it.
could have been a little bit better. A little bit disappointed missing the double 16, but I knew I had to dig deep against Chris. I know Chris can play amazing. I'm just really pleased to get that first win under my belt.
Look, we've not seen much of you on the full tour in PDC Darts, but when we have seen you, you've shown you've got the temperament to raise your game for big matches. This here, obviously, the UK Open run you had a couple of years ago, there is something special that you can unlock, isn't there?
Yeah, I agree. Lost my way a little bit for a couple of years. Hoping to show what I can do in recent times. I've had a couple of good games on the Challenge Tour. I'm hoping to show that next year and continue this year.
Ladies and gentlemen, Barry Lynn, he is safely through to the second round. He will take on the world number 2, Peter Wright, for a place in the last 16. We've got one more game this afternoon for you. Includes the Black Cobra, Jeffrey Desvan.